bit about this team or about this?
Well, right now it's probably a little too early to comment on that. I've been in the city probably about 36 hours now. I got a chance to spend some time with the people in the organization, and I said that was one of the things that kind of attracted me to coming here, because I know Scott Arneal, I know Scott Housen, I know Brad Berry. Not great, but I did know them. Our paths did cross, so that gets you excited. And obviously, you take a look at their team, and we played against them, 4 times last year. You play a couple exhibition games, and then 4 times the previous year. So you have a little bit of idea of the personnel, and that gets you excited too. Obviously, a player like Rick Nash, you get to work with a player like that. Basically, all of our pre-scouts and getting ready for a Columbus team, you always had to talk about Rick Nash. So I'm excited to watch him and work with him on an everyday basis, and obviously, the organization, the commitment to winning and acquiring Jeff Carter, another great player who's going to come right in. He's going to have immediate impact on this team.
When you focus and look at this week specifically, I mean, for you again, you have no frame of reference really for most of these guys. So what challenges does that pose for you as trying to get acclimated to a whole new group of guys? And again, most of these guys are only here just for development look and won't be here in a couple months for the Kings.
Well, I'm an assistant coach. Scott is the one driving the team, and not much is going to change from that standpoint. I'm here to assist him and assist the players and the other assistant coaches and guys on the staff, and hopefully make this a better team and a better organization. We'll sit down, I'm assuming, as a staff and go over certain things and aspects, but I like the way the team played. You sit down and talk with Scott, and you share the same philosophies and ideas and how the team, you want to see a team play. So again, that gets me excited in preparing for the upcoming year.
How's that transition to go from a head coach to an assistant? What will that be like for you personally?
I don't know. It'll be no. Again, knowing the people, knowing Scott, knowing Brad, and I'll spend enough time with the other guys to get to know them. But that's another reason why I'm excited about the year, and I think it'll be a smooth transition. I think I have experiences. Hopefully, that'll help. Not only Scott, but it'll help the players. And let's face it, I still have a lot to learn too. I want to keep learning. I want to keep growing as a coach. And again, that's why this opening and this opportunity gets me excited.
And you talk about defending Nash. Now you add Carter to the mix and potentially on the same line. How much more difficult does that make that for an opponent?
Well, it should, and hopefully it'll make it much more difficult. But there's other players in this organization that are obviously very good players and really contribute. You can't win with just 2 guys. You're going to need 23, 24, 25 guys. I think they found that out last year here dealing with injuries. You need the depth. You got to have the guys that'll step in when you're missing certain guys at important times during the year. That's when you tend to lean on guys. But it's a team game, and those are 2 guys that have some major impact. But you can't just win with those 2. And guys like R.J. Umberger and Vermette, and I know I'm probably missing some guys, and I don't mean that out of disrespect. It's just me getting new to the organization. But these are players that you have to rely on an everyday basis as well.
I know in Minnesota, I know the power play was a big thing there. I know it was high in the league. I know there's been talk that you'll run some of that here. What's the secret to a good power play?
Well,
without giving it away.
Well, it's number one. It's again, this is Scott's team. This is going to be Scott's power play. The personnel, having the guys that can do certain things, but it's getting them, really, the players, to believe in it and commit to again, your ideas and what you believe as a coach or coaches in having success on the power play. It doesn't mean always scoring on the power play, because it's not going to happen. But I think if you can go out and create some momentum off of a power play, that's a successful power play. And again, it's getting that foundation. You talk about foundation, 5-on-5, and establishing a game, having an identity, how you want to play 5-on-5. It's no different on the power play. Having an identity of what you do, 2 or 3 things, and then hopefully you can build off that too.
Do you feel that you saw Columbus kind of gain that identity last year, you know, from Scott taking over to the end of the season? I mean, again, you saw them 4 times, and I'm sure you saw plenty of film throughout the season.
Yeah, we saw film. You know, I know they went through a little bit of what we went through, where you're hot and you're cold, you're hot and you're cold, and again, through my experiences too, that you know, obviously you want the hot, but you have to eliminate the cold, and you're going to have your tough stretches. But you know, being a consistent team and a consistent winning team is you know, being able to string together some wins, and when you do lose, is only hopefully have 1 loss or maybe 2 losses, and then get right back on the winning streak. I do know coming in, I thought Scott did a great job with the team. I know that there are lots of changes here, and in talking with people that were in the organization, they were all positive changes. So again, that's another reason why I'm excited to be here.
That's where
Yeah, you know what? Scott's the guy to ask. He's the guy. He's the head coach. You know, again, we'll sit down, you know, and you know, we'll talk about what ideas, you know, what he wants. You know, I'll be more than happy to share my ideas and my thoughts on the power play. But again, this is Scott's team, and you know, however he wants to run the power play, or however he wants to see it run.
How does Carter coming in here change what you guys can do with the power?
Well, he's a right-hand shot. Yeah, it's a big weapon. A guy who can shoot it, a right-handed shot. You know, he's big. He's got the size. So, you know, I think you can really move him and put him anywhere out on the ice, and he's that threat to shoot the puck. And I don't want to say, I mean, he's obviously a shooter, but he can make plays as far as passing because he sees the ice so well.